and I changed the Portuguese to the English language. And yeah, I'm using things that my students know about. So it's
Mm.
gonna be more easy to understand the English because they have the idea what does that
Mm.
mean in Portuguese, and in English we can exercise it. Yeah, and I like so much the humor,
Oh,
making
yeah.
jokes with them. You know, so yeah, I like to do this kind of strategies.
What kind of the
But it's
joke?
not. Oh, yeah, like a stand up,
Uh-huh.
some jokes, and I start again to teach,
Yeah, it's like
and
for intermezzo. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just to get the attention.
Mhm.
When I'm seeing that everyone is out of the class, guys, come on, let's make a joke here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I can
yeah.
imagine that. You're a really nice teacher. Um, yeah. So it's really interesting, when you dedicate yourself to teach people like the student in the school, and we feel like how difficult that our teacher before when they, they taught us how to learn something, and we can imagine like we are so naughty and we don't keep attention with them, and we do something maybe that's not according the rule in the school. Yeah, it's the teenager always do the same, I guess. um do you have like any comparison? I mean, yeah, what is the differences, maybe the education from your country with another country? Did you ever try to make a research, or maybe try to search something, what is the differences, and what the idea that you want to bring to change, maybe not at all, but try to change maybe
Hmm.
step by step the behavior in your school, yeah, based on the education perspective.
Yeah. For example, if we compare the Brazilian system
Mm.
with the, for example, another country like Morocco's, for example, we are in the third world, but we have different kind of system of education.
Mm-hmm.
In Brazil, we face the English language and the Spanish language as a foreign language,
Mm.
not as a second language. So I guess this is the wrong point that of our education system.
Mm.
Why? Teachers and not teachers, students in Brazil doesn't know why should I learn English and Spanish. Why? We just use
Mm.
Portuguese in Brazil.
Yeah.
Everyone can speak Portuguese in Brazil, and we almost never use the English and Spanish.
Mm.
And we live in a continental country,
Mm.
so it's the main difficulty that I, as a teacher, as an English teacher, uh, been facing in my life as teacher. So I guess it's the problem of it, and why I compared the Brazilian and the Morocco situation, because in Morocco they have a second language.
Mm.
They speak Arabic, and they learn in the school French language. So they have
Mm.
a second. They use the French day by
Mm.
day, step by step. They can think in French language.
Mm.
And in Brazil, things not happen like that.
Mm.
The most of my students say, teacher, why we have to learn English language? It's not necessary. Can you imagine this situation in 21st century?
Yeah.
It's really hard. So I've been trying to broke this kind of thinking,
Mm,
guys. We are using the English language all the time.
mm,
We are getting words in English and join to the Portuguese language all the time.
mm,
Let's think about it. For example, smartphone, Facebook, YouTube. Okay, like. So I the first class I like to make this kind of exercise as a brainstorm to show them that we are already using the English language, but we don't know it.
mhm,
So when we make a list with all the words in English that we have been used for along these years, it's a huge it's a
mm.
huge list, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So uh, yeah, yeah, I guess it's the problem in Brazil, and at the college is the most great problem.
Mm,
Teachers, English teachers and Spanish teachers, and some colleges in Brazil
mm.
leave the university without speak the language.
Um, it's just like a
Oh,
theory.
yeah, just the theory, and you know the rules, of course, and you have to prepare your students just to know the rules.
Yeah.
It's the third problem for me.
Mm, mhm,
Uh, when the students are leaving the high school, they have to make an exam called
mhm,
NA. It's the main exam. If you get good grades in
mm,
this kind of exam, you can join at the college. You can join a
mm.
college, a university. And
Yeah.
there, we have just four questions in English language or Spanish language. You can
Mm,
choose. Oh, I don't like English, so I'm going to make this exam in Spanish language. Just four
mm.
questions, four tests, and four questions, and you have just make a short interpretation about the
Mm.
test, and that's it.
Um,
So it doesn't make no sense for our student. Oh, I've been studying English for 8 years, 9 years, and I just know a little bit about rules,
mm.
and I have to do just an exam, and that's all.
Yeah.
It's our problem.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that maybe every single country they have their own problem.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not quite different than Indonesia. Although maybe we start, you know, we are starting to learn English when we were in elementary school. Even now in the kindergarten, yeah, in the kindergarten, like we learn, English and maybe some languages like Arabic or something according the curriculum or maybe the system, but it's not like the compulsory, maybe just like the programs you can choose kind of the language maybe. But for
Mm.
English, we started in elementary school as like the main programs, like the field of the study. But unfortunately, like sometimes the teacher, they don't speak in English to explain the
Oh,
mastery in front of the class. It happened
I
with me
understand.
before, but I don't know, nowadays maybe they try to change the system. Formally I did, the same things that we had, like the problem, like we learn English as the theory. Yeah, in the school we answer the question, the options, and we learn like some conversation. But the teacher sometimes they just try to explain the mastery in bahasa, and sometimes
Mm.
in English. But almost all of the students they can't speak in English, but they can understand it maybe, but they don't know. even the pronunciation is correct or incorrect, or maybe yeah, we just passive. We can say that this is just passive English. Yeah. And maybe I changed my mind when I was in senior high school, because I could see like the reality. All of my friends, they can't speak in English, although maybe they can understand about the question or symmetry. Maybe I can counting, like from the 30 people in my class, maybe one or two, even maybe only three people can speak in English, but it's not fluently. So yeah, I try to change it, change myself. I try to change myself and try to memorize some vocabulary. And I dare myself to speak with my teacher
I
and
see.
try to look for in the internet or something. Yeah, it's just like my own initiative. But in the in the reality, maybe in the school, they don't practice, they don't do the practical things in English like that. That's why I think it's still a common problem in country. I think in Indonesia we don't have like second language. Yeah, I told you before. We don't have like second
Yeah,
language. Yeah, but we have like local language and official language, Bahasa Indonesia. That's why. Um, yeah. So, do you think like when people can maybe acquiring language like English or Spanish, so can you share a little bit the advantages maybe for the student? You thought you explained it before. The student still ask some question like why we must do like learn
yeah,
the language English or Spanish. So in your perspective, I already shared maybe in your class before about the advantages when you can speak
yeah,
in English. And how about you? Now I ask you the same question.
yeah. Good. Another good question. You are doing very well, my friend. Well, in my perspective, the English is the reality, is the difference between man and kids. You
Mm,
know, if
mhm,
you know English, if you can make a communication, if you are fluently in English in Brazil, you can get great jobs. You can get money. You can be a great professional. The opens are open.
mhm,
The doors are open all the time for those people who speaks English and Spanish too.
mm,
For example, I'm gonna give you one example. I
mm,
live in a small town with about 16,000 people,
mhm,
and it's almost impossible to find
mhm,
somebody here who speaks English to
mhm,
train with me, to practice with me.
mhm.
So that's why I'm using all the time applications
Yeah.
because I can't find anyone here. So can you imagine and make this kind of example for our whole country? We
Mhm,
have 210 millions of Brazilians, and just 5% of our population are able to speak English.
mm,
So we have a deficit. We need more English speakers to get more jobs.
mm,
With, for example, in education, um, medicine, um, many categories of workers, and we
mm,
don't have the people who are qualified to get this kind of job. So that's why I'm always invite you and some friends from other parts of the world to join my class and to say to my students, God, you really need to learn the English language, as it's gonna be make you different. by the others workers.
Yeah,
So
I can see
that's the
that, like your
yeah
student before is really happy because you have like creative methods, like you inviting people to speak with them and they feel enjoy. Oh, maybe it's different feelings, right? When you talk with the
yeah
new people from other countries and you can asking some question. It's so interesting. I like your method.
yeah, Fifth. They feel very comfortable and happy to join a class with a foreign
Yeah.
because they can see with their own eyes. Oh, my teacher speaks English, and I would like to be like him. I would like to know how to speak English with him, and it's really important because we speak Portuguese, and a friend from Indonesia speaks Bahasa Indonesia, and we can make a conversation in the third language,
Yeah.
English language. So that's the importance.
Yeah.
After our classes, Alafif, I can feel that the students are more engaged. Oh,
Mm,
it's really possible to speak English. It's not impossible. I
mm,
have an example. I have a near example. My professor, my teacher.
mm.
So that's why you are so important in my classes, and I'm so grateful.
Oh, really? Yeah. By the way, I'm still, yeah. Now we try to, like think a little bit deeply. So we have a kind of like a big problem might be how to direct the students, how to make them
Mm,
more engaged to the new languages, how to
yeah,
make them they feel enjoyable when they try to express themselves in the new languages and how to know how to speak in the correct way. Even it's still our problem, right? We do
yeah,
hard, to read something, to learn something, discuss about so many things, maybe in different area. Maybe for the conversation, it's common. We can adapting ourselves with the new words,
yeah,
but we talk with the different topics. So it's make us, like loss of the words, and sometimes we can't express the new words. Um,
yeah,
what do you think? The big challenges for the student nowadays, to learn about something. I know that, like in this transformation of the era, like global, not globalization, like technology of information, even maybe it make them more easier to access something, like we can learn by the application, connect with some people around the world. Even we not need to, like pay the private lesson anymore. We can talk with the native speaker actually,
yeah.
but it's still they still have like challenges. So what is the challenges, I think, or what do you think about the challenges for the student right now?
My friend. I'm always telling the students that the secret is into the process.
Mm.
Everything is a process,
Yeah.
and we have to make a focus
Mm.
on. For example, if I have a wish to get fluent in English language,
Mm.
I have to make a daily schedule or a week schedule,
Mm.
anything. You have to prepare yourself to get this process.
Mm.
And what I feel about that is the most of us, the Brazilians, are a little bit lazy and don't like to suffering during the process.
Mm.
Uh, I am a teacher, but I don't know everything.
Mm.
My mother language is Portuguese, so
Mm.
I still having problems with the English language.
Yeah.
So I never give up.